Okay, so my micro teaching lesson was on role play, simulation, and drama, and it can be really used in any grade. You see it a lot in preschool and kindergarten where they have dramatic play stations set up, where they can dress up, they can pretend to be whoever they want to be, but you don't really see it in a lot of older grades. But I think it's a great strategy to use in the older grades, to sort of get them moving around, because you don't really move around that much in middle school and high school, except if you're in like an actual physical class, like physical education and stuff like that. But in actual classrooms, say like math, English, stuff like that, you don't typically see role playing done. But I think that's could actually be a good thing to get people out of their bubble and to get them moving and thinking. Because if you're sitting for a while, you're gonna get bored. You're not gonna want to participate, listen, whatever, pay attention. So I think it's really good. Role playing, drama, and simulations is a bodily kinesthetic way of teaching. It's a good strategy for those who learn better that way. It allows students to interact with each other in ways they normally don't do, such as dressing up and acting out scenarios, like I said before, and you can use props. And it really helps them use their imagination as well, because again, once you get into the older grades, imagination, creativity isn't really like used, not used, like it's not promoted, like it is in the younger years. But using role-playing simulations like this could actually really help them bring out their creativity. This could be used in many different situations. It could be used with like difficult conversations, like bullying in relationships, different home life situations, society, anything really. And you can use those things for any grade. I know like with preschoolers and young kids, they often have a lot of stuff to talk about, but they don't have a good way of talking about it, or like an appropriate way of talking about it. So having these role plays and simulations can help them for the future, especially when they get older. And in middle school and high school, bullying is very, very important. It's a huge thing that's going on right now, and it's terrible. What's happening with everyone, and having role plays and situations like this. If you were to role play something happening like this and have a teacher, guidance counselor, the bully, the bystanders, the actual person being bullied, it would help them better understand what's going on and how to help and how to prevent everything what's happening. And it'll definitely put them in different shoes that they're not put in, because not everybody is bullied and not everybody is a bully or bystanders. So if they're put in a situation here for it's just like a role play, and they happen to come across this in real life, then they'd have a better understanding of what to do. Like I said before, role play and simulation promotes creativity and social interactions between peers, rather than just reading and struggling through the topics they're on. So, for instance, I chose to do an older grade and do Romeo and Juliet, and you would have them acting out scenes from the play, and they would use props, and however they want to go about it, they could do that. If they want to put an accent, they could put on an accent. But this provides another way to do this, in order to better understand like old English meanings and get people out of their like little social bubbles. And it's definitely good for relating to the characters in ways we normally wouldn't be able to in situations like that. For instance, none of us lived in the old Victorian eras with all of this information, so it's hard to understand the text you're reading, and it would just be a great way of bringing that and giving that personal connection. So good morning, class. Today we are going to be role-playing Romeo and Juliet. And so role-playing means to put yourself in someone else's shoes. So we're going to be acting out the scenes or your situation. And this is going to help promote your social interactions between each other as well as your creativity. So you can feel free to use the props that you have provided over there, and you can put on accents, you can go on act out. So we're going to move the desks into the back of the room, put it in a circle. Whoever isn't called will sit in their seats, and whoever is called to be part of the scene, we'll stand in the middle and act out. Okay? So, first, Juliana, you're going to be Mercutio. Okay, so here's your sword. And Brianna, you're going to be Tybalt. And both Benvolio and Romeo don't really have major parts here, so they're just going to be off to the side. Okay? So go ahead and stand up. We'll move the bench out of the way. Okay, so go ahead and start.
Consort, what dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick, here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort!
We talk here in public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure. I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Mary, go before the field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage. To such a greeting, villain am I none. Therefore farewell, I see thou know'st me not. I do protest I never injured thee, but loved thee better than thou canst devise. Till thou shalt know the reason of my love, and so, good Capulet, which name I tender, as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
O calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Allah staccata carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one in your 9 lives, that I mean to make bold withdrawal, and as you shall hear, use me hereafter, drive beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of its pilcher by the ears? Make haste, let mine be about your ears, it be out.
I'm here for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, you're passado.
Okay, so now that we've had time to be back at our seats and to journal about what you thought happened in the scene that we just watched and people performed, Joanna, what do you think? What did you write in your journal? What do you think happened in the scene that just happened?
I think Mercutio killed Tybalt.
Why do you think that?
Because I don't know, I forget. Because
You can look back in your books if you need to.
Because he was stupid.
Alright. Miranda, what do you think?
I think that they were arguing because they're from different rival families.
Is there anything else?
There's always been some tension between the two families, I think.
Anything from this particular scene that you thought?
He called him a villain.